Loaded show for you tonight. It is conference finals in the NBA. We'll dive into how the lines are moving, where the value lies, and what to expect as the top teams battle it out for a spot in the finals. We're also going to take a look at some NBA futures, give you our best bets for tonight's MLB slate. And don't worry, W fans, we got some sharp plays there for you as well. Primetime pregame starts right now. But in order to look to the future, we must look to the past. And this is a historic NBA champion that will await. You've got three teams that have never won an NBA title, and the Pacers, the Thunder, and the Timberwolves. And the Knicks, well, they haven't won since 1973. And it's a battle of the young superstars of the Western Conference Finals as Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves take on Shai Gilgeous Alexander and the Thunder. Both of these teams defied expectations in the postseason with that elite defense and some clutch shot making from their rising stars. The series is shaping up to be a good one between two of the brightest futures in the NBA. And here to help us get ready for the series, we welcome in basketball analyst for CBS Sports, Chris Walker. Chris, it's always good to see your smiling face on a Monday. Makes things go a little bit easier. Let's break this down right now, shall we? Starting with the first game on Tuesday night, the Thunder hosting the Timberwolves. All eyes are going to be on SGA versus Ant, as we just saw there, two of the youngest rising superstars in the association. Chris, when you look at this matchup, what stands out to you the most about an SGA versus Ant battle?
You know, the thing is to get caught up in that battle. That is just about those two guys. Obviously, SGA is the favorite to be the MVP, but the people's champ is Anthony Edwards. Everyone loves Anthony Edwards. He has the commercials. SGA has his little fair share as well, but he's seemingly right now is the young face of the league, even though SGA is probably going to be more celebrated as the MVP. This is going to be what people are looking for that next chapter, Katie, in the NBA. Who's going to take over the mantle from the LeBron James, even the Nikola Jokic's and Steph Curry's? Who is going to be able to carry the league? That's a heavy, heavy crown, a heavy mountain to carry. And I'll say this, they're two small markets, which is the other thing, Minnesota and Oklahoma City. So with that being said, obviously Giannis' free agency is a big deal this summer. But the bottom line is, who is going to be that next rising superstar that gets his team to the NBA Finals? And I've heard a lot of people say, no one's going to watch this. I guarantee you, people are going to watch this Oklahoma City Thunder and this Minnesota Timberwolves matchup, because again, this is for the future of the league, in my opinion, for the future stars. And also on the Eastern side, we'll talk about that as well.
We definitely will, and I'm with you. Everybody always likes to say nobody's going to watch. Every year the football in the Super Bowl, people are like, nobody's going to watch this, and it's the most watched Super Bowl ever. So yes, people are going to watch this, and as much as I am sad as a Warriors fan, I'm glad that we will get some. I can't help it. It just rolls off the tongue. You're a Cowboys fan, right? We'll get into that another time. Let's talk about this. The two teams split the regular season series against one another 2-2, but the Thunder are coming off a Game 7 victory, while the Timberwolves have been waiting and rested after they eliminated my Warriors in just 5 games. We saw some interesting things happen in the last round with the teams who got rest versus the teams who didn't. Do you feel like this significant time off is an advantage for the Timberwolves, or maybe will hurt them a little bit?
You know, it's interesting because, you know, before they made light work of your Warriors, shall I say, they had time off and they had a terrible game 1. And, you know, they shot the ball terribly from 3. Anthony Edwards probably took him to game 3 before he had a really good first half. So you can say that time off probably hurts them in some rust. But these guys have played almost 100 games by now. To say that time off doesn't help doesn't make sense. To say there's rust, you know what? I juxtapose that with why wouldn't they want rest, shall I say, a little bit of rest going into the series. Here's what I say. The team that is the most healthiest always has the best chance to win. Home court advantage factors into this thing immeasurably. And right now, the Thunder, I mean, seriously, what they've done this year with Mark Daigneault being their coach, back-to-back years with one of the youngest rosters in the NBA is fantastic. Sam Presti deserves a ton of credit, but you know, like I know, Katie, it does not matter until you finish the deal, and that's what they're challenged with. OKC has the edge here with the home court advantage, but it's going to take a Herculean effort, I believe, by Anthony Edwards with his cast of characters because, again, they're loaded as well. Let's not forget, they got rid of your Warriors, even though they were stepperless when they got rid of them. They got rid of LeBron and Luka. So will you say that this team has a chance to win? Absolutely. This is going to be an exciting series. I can't wait to watch it.
I'm with you on that one. I feel like momentum in the earlier series carries forward a lot more than as we get deeper into the playoffs because, like you said, people are banged up, people are tired. It's better to have that rest. I also like how you managed to say multiple times about how they beat my Warriors in that analysis. Let's move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. We have a really nostalgic matchup here with the Knicks facing the Pacers. This matchup has plenty of history, as you see there. You got Reggie Miller doing the big choke sign in that 1994 Eastern Conference Finals between the Pacers and the Knicks. When you look at this, it's going to add to the excitement, right? It's going to add to the drama. But considering the memories from the past playoff battles, how excited are you for this one?
This is going to be a really good one as well. Obviously, Jason Tatum going down and just the Celtics, the way they squandered that series, I believe they should have won it. But let's give the Knicks credit. Let's give those Nova Knicks credit, right? That championship pedigree that they brought to the Knicks got Tom Thibodeau, again, to a situation where he has a chance to get to a championship. And I believe the Knicks, they might be a team of destiny right now. You know, think about the way they were down to this. I think they were lost by an average of 16 points every game for the Celtics, and they go beat them down 20. This is going to be something to watch. And Madison Square Garden, I mean, you got to think about what that place is going to be. But I'll tell you this, they're playing against a Pacer team that I absolutely love. I picked them to beat the Cavaliers in this series. They beat the Cavaliers 3-1 during a season. I think they're the most electric, the most exciting team. Halliburton has his history in Madison Square Garden. It is going to be a very interesting game because they're loaded. They have 8 really legit players, but let's not sleep. You're right. Even though Tom Thibodeau has a short bench, you know, he got Robinson and he got Deuce coming off the bench. They have played exceptionally well. I think this is going to be a chess match of a series. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be up and down, even though I think the Knicks should play in the mud. They love to get up and down like the Indianapolis Speedway as well, but they better pace themselves because this Pacers team is never out of it. But you know what we found out during the Celtics series? That this Knicks team is never out of it as well.
They do feel like a team of destiny, and I know the people of New York, and you spend a lot of time in New York, you know how passionate those Knicks fans are. It does seem really special. And I will say, I believe that Reggie Miller and Kevin Harlan will be on the call during this series as well, which just makes it a little bit more interesting and exciting. But Chris, these two teams have contrasting styles of impact, right? The Knicks really rely on that starting 5 to give them both offensive and defensive, to give those boosts that they need. Well, the Pacers have like an 8-man rotation, and they all provide different impacts. How do you see this battle actually playing out?
It's going to be interesting. And here's the thing. And people have maligned Tom Thibodeau about this for a long time, is does he wear his players down? Now, they've gone through 2 series, and they didn't have to play a 7-game series with the Celtics. But will the Pacers wear them down with their depth? You know, and then T.J. McConnell, Thomas Bryant, and Ben Mathurin coming off the bench, and maybe Ben Shepherd probably playing 9 guys. And you're looking at that with the Knicks, as Deuce comes off the bench, and you bring Mitchell Robinson. That's really it. If you're talking about dependent on guys off the bench, so he heavily relies on the starting 5. It comes down to Jalen Brunson and how healthy he is in those last 5 minutes. They can keep him out of foul trouble. Again, this is going to be a chess match between Rick Carlisle and Tom Thibodeau about, you know, the way they rest guys, the way they sub guys, and it's going to be interesting. They always say that this is a players' league, but when you get to this time of the year, the last 4 teams, strategy matters, coaching matters, attention to detail matters, health matters. And for this series, it's going to be interesting the first 2 games. If Indiana can get the split the way they did in Cleveland, they're a pretty good road team, top 5 in the league in road wins this year. If they can get a road win, it's going to be hard for New York. I don't think they can duplicate what happened in Boston and winning 2 games being down 20, because one thing about this Pacers team, they can score in a hurry. The one thing I'll say about the Knicks and how they damaged the Celtics is that the Indiana Pacers have no inside presence. Miles Turner's going to shoot threes. And what the Knicks can do well is damage you inside in the paint. And that's going to be the question. As I said before, the Pacers, can they play in an ugly game? If the Knicks get it to the last 5 minutes, they got Mr. Clutch and Jalen Brunson, and he'll take it on home. So it's going to be a great series, as you mentioned. Styles make fights. And this was going to be a clash of styles, but at the end of the day, it's going to be an exciting one. And all I'll say is this. Every time they show the New York sidelines, right, they got all the old players, LJ, Pat Ewing. Let's see those old Pacers come out. Let's see when they go. Let's see all the old Pacers like Rick Schmitz and Mark Jackson. Let's see if those guys come out as well.
I'm with you on that one. Chris Walker, always a pleasure to talk to you. You gave good analysis, and you managed to throw some shade my way a couple times. That is an elite man there. Let's take a look at the NBA Conference Finals Game 1 schedule. You got the Timberwolves at the Thunder. Thunder laying 7.5.